we probably also need 4 hours to converse here, but let's begin. I wanted to go right back to the beginning. From what I know, you started performing in a venue at the age of 12.
Actually, I started at the age of 13 in African jazz and variety. And that's where I met all the big stars of the time. People like Miriam Makeba, Dolly Ratebe, Tandy Klassen, Dorothy Masuka, and also male groups like the Woodpeckers, the Manhattan Brothers. So I was really enriched at that age, and they were all so fantastic. But I have to say that there was a lady that just knocked me out by the name of Dorothy Masuka, and she still does even today.
She still does?
Yes, yes.
You know, and I often think of Dorothy, and I think right up until she left us, her voice just seemed to get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, she was really dynamic on stage.
Yes.
You know, and those are the people that laid the ground for me, you know. And after that, I said, okay, that's what I want to do.
What did your family think about you at such a young age going to perform?
Well, you know, I was singing with the Swanky Sports, the young boys, and, you know, like... My parents did not really care for it because they thought, you know, I was going to be ducking school and all that. But we got somebody who was quite responsible, Jimmy Mabena. Unfortunately, he's late now. And he took care of us. And finally, my mom said, okay, maybe I hear that your father is a priest. Maybe you're good, after all said and done. Yeah, so, you know, I started, and then I graduated to a Dockey House, and then I did King Kong at the age of 16, and we went to London, and then after London, we only spent a year there. We came back home, and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well, I was busy at the time.
Yes.
You know, doing shows here, there, and everywhere. And at the age of 20, I said to Caiaphas, because he was going overseas with Sponono. And he said, I said to him, Bon, you know, you're going to meet Miriam Makeba. And please tell her that, you know what, she should make a plan.
Yes.
I want to come over. And, you know, finally, you know, he did in 1964. I came over.
By ship?
Yeah, by plane.
Oh, by plane?
By plane, yeah.
Okay.
And they came to meet me here, Caiaphas, Hugh Masigela, and one guy who was an ambassador to the United Nations, but he lived in Zimbabwe. And I was really excited, you know, like, oh, wow, you know,
yes.
All the people from South Africa and Southern Africa. So when I got into the car, they were having a conversation, you know, they were talking, and I was looking at this place that is New York, you know, I was very excited. But I came a little bit late. It was a little dark, you know, when I arrived. And it was snowing, you know, and I don't like the cold.
Yes.
So I said, when are we getting to New York? Because we've been driving forever, you know. And they all cracked up, you know. I said, why are you laughing? They said, because you are in New York.
This is it.
Yeah, I said, what? This place? I said, I don't think I can stay here. They said, well, you'll get used to it. I mean, it was freezing.
Yes, as it gets freezing,
yeah.
Yes.
And anyway, we went to Miriam Makeba's home, and, I started feeling a little bit more comfortable.
So is it through Miriam that you met Harry Belafonte?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, when I was there, Miriam was performing with Harry Belafonte. But the shows were fantastic, you know. Miriam was incredible. But the show that made more sense to me is the one that she did at Birdland. And I decided to go by myself. I said, okay, taxis will take you where you want to go.
Yes.
So I went to Bedland, and she didn't know I was there.
Yes.
And I found out that Bill Cosby was opening for Miriam Makeba. I said, that's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
And Mongo Santa Maria. When Miriam hit the stage, I was flabbergasted. She was amazing. She was so amazing. I mean, the dress that she was wearing, I said, I want to look like that. That's the first thing I said. I want to look like that. And then she opened her mouth.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. She sang. She put me through changes. And truly, I fell in love with the art form of making music.
Beautiful. Speaking about that and thinking of Miriam and her style and even looking at old photos of you, both in the style, in the way you expressed yourselves, and I'm going back, I'm using the past tense now, and in the music you made, you really were the original Afropolitans, if I can put it that way. You speak about Miriam's style, but if I look at pictures even of you before you went there, you also carried yourself with such beautiful grace as you do today, both stylistically and representing. What did you find in the States, coming from Africa, bringing an African sound? How was that received?
Well, we had an audience, they loved listening to South African music, but the audience wasn't that big, so we had to really work hard. I think the thing that actually helped me more than anything was working with Harry Belafonte, because now I was touring with him, and I toured with him for 15 years, and I was able to penetrate his audience, and I sharpened my wits, with him giving me the platform, and I watched him in particular when he was performing. He was like a master.
Yes.
He was like a university for me.
And
I really wanted to learn, and I watched him, and it really impressed me.
What would you say, if you think back, what would you say were the one or two things most significantly that Harry taught you?
Oh boy, he taught me to understand the audience and know what to do when it's time. Because I used to watch him go backstage, behind the curtain, and look at the audience, and I wondered why he did that. And then one day he told me, he said, Letta, when your audience comes in, you must learn to understand it. Understand the people. He said, because when they come in with so many problems, different problems and ideas, and they are not sure what you're gonna do for them. But make sure that when they leave the theater, they think in one mind. And I said, okay, so that's the secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I think on that note, I've lined up a couple of songs which we'll be playing as, through the course of this interview, just a couple. Okay. And this first one I specially chose. I think you'll talk about it. I'm going to let the song play first, and then you're going to tell us more about this song. All I'm going to say is it's also got the name Harry Belafonte in there. Of course, we are speaking to Letta Mbulu on The World Show. You're with me, Nicky B, on Kaya 959. Carry on. Letta, you said you forgot about that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like shocked. Really shocked.
Yes. Tell us about what memories that song evokes for you.
Oh boy, so many. This song is it's one of those songs that gave me so much strength, during my performances. I would sing it, and people would just like,
Yes.
get, feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, they would really listen to the words. It brings so many memories to me. At the time when this song was composed, so much was happening in this country, and it was very disturbing. We understood that people were going through changes, and the things had to change. So, wow, yeah. Thank you for playing it for me. You're playing it for me now, and I enjoyed it because.
And listening to it, it's a song we could play today.
I know.
As it's as relevant in many ways.
Absolutely.
When you went away, did you ever imagine at the time that you would be away for so long?
No. When I arrived in New York, I went over and Miriam moved from New York to New Jersey, and she asked us to move with her, go help her to unpack, her stuff in the house. So I stayed with Miriam for about 2 weeks, and I was very uncomfortable in New York. I truly was.
Big city vibe, too much.
It was just like, it was like at home here in South Africa.
Yes.
And I felt like I want to come home. I wanted to come home. And Miriam kept saying, no, Nana, you're gonna you'll get used to it. It's okay. I said, no, man. You all live in a cold country, and it's not nice for me. I'm not enjoying it. And Caiaphas kept begging me, let's stay, And I said, you know what? Okay, I'll give you 3 years. In 3 years' time, I'm out of here.
Yes.
He said, no. I said, yeah, 3 years. 3 years about it, but it never happened. I ended up staying 27 years.
I know, it's absolutely crazy. And we're going to come back to the time when you came back. But, thinking about it, as you talk about Miriam, Hugh Masekela, Caiaphas, you talk about Harry Belafonte. Mm-hmm. When we think of these people, well, certainly for me, I think of these like, you are like golden shining stars. You are huge. But at this time, you young people making your way. Mm-hmm. And another person that comes up for me is Quincy Jones. And again, I've got to think back and think, at that time, Quincy was a young man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He also had quite an impact on you and your career.
Yes, he did. He when he asked me to do record this song with him, I was actually in Dakar, And Caiaphas called me and said, you know what, Quincy wants you to come and do this song, because he heard me sing it in a show called Backstage. It was when my new album was being released, and I was getting all the press for it. What's the song, by the way? Music in the Air.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the press came, and and I sang this song that I loved.
Yes, we all love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Quincy, apparently he liked it too, And when Caiaphas told me that he wants me to record it, I said, what? And he wants it to be in the song to be in Roots. I said, huh? You mean that song is that good? I didn't know that. And so he, when I came back, he called me to go to the studio with him. And oh boy, he is such a master when it comes to production.
Yes.
I made almost 40 takes.
Sure.
In that song, just one song.
For the recording that we know now.
Yes. And I was so tired, you know. I said, Quincy, I mean,
take one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's you know, they are all nice, but take something. You know?
Yes.
He said, no, you're going back. Just go and do the song. Just relax.
Really? So that song, 40.
You know, yeah. I said, relax. No, we'll get there. We're not there yet. You'll get there.
Yes.
So finally I went back, stood next to the microphone. So I mean, I was exhausted. And then he said, now Letta, sing the song for me. I said, okay. I tried, because I'm really poof now. I can't do it. He said, no, I know you're tired, but you know, I know. You'll do it. When I finished, he said, Letta, come here. I thought maybe he was going to ask me to do another take. I was like, okay. I went in there, and then he played the tape. And I said, who's that? He said, it's you. I said, huh? Me? No, I don't sound that good. He said, it is you. Wow. I mean, I really gave all my praises to him because
he got that out of you.
He got that album and he got the sound.
Yes.
And he blew me away. He really blew me away. And I said, no, I've never worked with a producer like you before. And you really made me tired. But listen, you really know what your stuff. You know your stuff. You know.
He also connected you, obviously, with Michael Jackson on Liberian Girl. And I think that's such an interesting story as well. Tell us about, making Liberian Girl.
With Liberian Girl, I was away. Caiaphas called me back from where I was to come and do it, do this little ditty. But they wanted Swahili words. Nakupenda pia, penziwe. I love you, my darling, penziwe. And he said Michael would like you to do the words, do that line for him. But don't sing, but just do that line for him. I said, okay. So Michael came in, he said, hello. I said, oh, okay, hi. He said, I understand you want to come and sing this song with me. I said, yes. Okay. And he said, you're from Africa? I said, yes. And he said, wow, I'm excited to work with an African. I said, you're an African yourself. You're very happy to work with an African. But anyway, cut a long story short. We went in, and I did my part. And
in Swahili.
In Swahili. And when it was done, he came to me and said, oh my goodness, I just love the song. He said, your name is Letta, right? I said, yes. And, we chatted for a little bit, and then that was
because you also improvised a bit on that song as much as you had the lyrics. You made sure somehow that there was that Letta feel to it as well. Yeah. The unmistakable. Mm-hmm. Before I play you the next song, there is something I came across which I found quite humorous as well. There was another great artist, a late great artist that you met at some point, and that being Miles Davis.
Oh, yes, yes. Wow. I was with Miriam Makeba and Hugh Masekela. We were just finishing a show on was it New York? Yeah, it was in New York. And Miles, he was in the audience. And no, wait a minute, I'm wrong. No, I was doing the show at the Village Gate.
Yes.
And Miles came in, and he he knew Hugh, he knew Miriam and Hugh, of course. And he said, well, I don't have my car, so why don't you give me a ride, and then we can go to my place and, just sit around. And I'm like, wow, this is Miles Davis, my goodness, But before we left the village gate, he said to me, man, you sing. You really know how to sing. I said, yes, sir. He said, yeah, man. Well, I don't want to use curse words because he used curse words. So he said, yeah, man, what is that? What's the stuff that you do? I said, well, it's African music. He said, yeah, man, you're a bitch. Wow, I was so upset. I was really upset, Caiaphas and Huey came to pick me up. I said, why you look so morose? Yeah. I said, you know the guy that you call Miles Davis? He called me, I couldn't repeat it. When I told them what he said, they cracked up.
They said it's a compliment.
I said, what's so funny? I was really, really upset. I said,
yes.
Why are you laughing? They said, you know what? He gave you the biggest compliment under the sun. I said, oh, okay.
Didn't he also ask you for cocaine?
Yeah, he did, yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said to me, hey, man, you sing like that. You some coke? I said, no, I don't travel with my Colgate because I thought you did it. And, I leave it at home. He repeated the curse, Shit. You don't know what I'm talking about. I said, no, I don't. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. He left me alone. So when I told everybody the story, they really died.
Well, it still made me laugh. That's why I wanted you to mention it. We're going to move to the next song, and I'm just going to play a minute or two of it. And again, I think I'm going to wait and let you tell us a little bit more about this. It is related to Quincy Jones. Of course, you're listening to Letta Mbulu, one of our true, can I say she is true, musical royalty. 959. I don't know about you, but these songs are throwing me back, Letta. Tell us a little bit about working on Roots. You also did the soundtrack, some of the music for the soundtrack of Color Purple, and so many other, projects.
Yes, with Color Purple, they wanted me to do some African ancient sounds, because the story was about a black woman coming from Africa to the United States. So they wanted to create, how can I call it?
The rootedness.
The authenticity,
yes.
of the story. And so I did some sounds like, woo, ah.
But, on that note, if I listen to your repertoire, you sing a lot, there's a lot of songs in English. But even when you sing in English, there is always, it's always an African song. It's African music. Even when you were singing American, songs that I suppose fit more into the American soul category, they still sound like African music. Has that always been important for you?
Yeah, it was. Very, very important. We wanted to merge the two, and when we listen to American music, we realize that, there's a lot that we can do to make our music richer.
Yes.
And so we made sure that we listened a lot with Caiaphas to what was happening, and it helped us to grow as artists.
Yes. And I suppose it's also what you represented through that.
Yes.
Through your can I use the word Africanness?
Yes, yes.
You know?
We didn't want to lose that, because we realized that I can never be Sarah Vaughan in America. I can never
Sarah
be...
Vaughan is Sarah Vaughan.
Is Sarah Vaughan.
Yes.
I can never be Nancy Wilson. I can never be Aretha Franklin. But there were elements that we heard in their music that fitted with what we were trying to do.
If I had to ask you, what would you say to a young artist today in terms of their music and in relation to what we're talking about?
I listened to some of the artists the other day. And I must say that South Africa has great artists.
Absolutely.
And it's been like
and
this.
And so many.
Yes, it's been like this. And every time I listen, I hear new voices, new ideas, and the other night, they just blew me away. People like Judith Sipuma, and Titi.
Yes.
And
she tributed you the other day.
Oh my gosh, there is so much talent in this country that I hope
we've got Bukle Bendalo here. Yes, I think Bukle's there.
Yes. And Brenda
Ntambo,
yes,
Zoe.
Ntambo,
Yes, I think Zoe might also be here. I didn't see her yet.
Yes, they are so gifted, and they are so rooted, in their own music. And I just hope, because I don't know them that well, I hope that they let the Spirit guide them.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because it's about that, that they don't take themselves seriously. They take the gift seriously.
It's so important that you said that, because we were at a Women's Day event recently, and Mum Letta was being tributed as well. And she got up to speak on the stage. And she didn't speak about herself. She spoke about these young artists. That grace, that graciousness is something you've always carried with you. And in many ways, what you've said to me now is, remember that the music is bigger than you almost.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes. I mean, it's a gift. It's a gift, and you have to handle it with care. It's a gift.
Is that
it's not you doing it. You are being pushed by something spiritual to do what you do. And if you respect that, I know with the voices that I hear in this country, they'll go places. Now we need government to come in to change the whole,
to support
the artists
grow.
of this country,
yes.
To open theaters, to make them be what they need to be.
Talking about all these things, you have been given so many awards. You've been acknowledged in so many different ways over the years. What do you think is one of the most significant acknowledgements you've got? And in fact, I'm going to add to that, even most recently, you've been awarded an honorary doctorate. So you are Dr. Letta Mbulu.
That's so funny. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. For me, it's like, I just want to laugh when I hear
Look, you've been healing us for decades, so you definitely deserve that doctor.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was a wonderful occasion at Kabeja, and I was touched by that. I didn't realize that where I had done so much, in the music business. I knew I had songs, but I didn't realize that they constituted me being a doctor. Gosh. But I'm glad that and grateful to the school that honored me in this way. And always, I always honor and sing praises to the God who is the one who put me here to do what I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the authenticity of your sound that shines through because of that humility, if I can say it that way. You know, sometimes when we think we're bigger, then that affects the art. That affects the gift.
That's true. Yes, it does. It really does. Boy, I'm not going to go there.
Well, I wish we had hours. But I know we've got limited time, and I cannot let this next thing that we're going to talk about go past. Firstly, before I open there, I've got to also acknowledge that when you listen to the music of Letta Mbulu, I will see somebody in their 80s dancing and somebody who's 8 or 18 dancing. Mm-hmm. And that is the legacy of the music that you've brought to us.
Oh, thank you.
But I also think this legacy is tied in with another person. And besides the musical legacy, this is a love story that I think has inspired so many of us, and even at my old age, gives me hope. And I'm sorry he couldn't be here today because he's been out of town. But Caiaphas and Letta, yes. So you met as children. I can say children, yes. You were teenagers. Yes, yes. When you met Caiaphas, did you think, this is the man I'm going to spend the next 60 years with, or more?
Not really.
What did you think when you met him?
I liked him. You know, he was cute. I mean, he was, and I was really attracted to his teeth.
He had nice teeth.
Yeah. So, but I didn't know that we were going to be together
forever.
You know, and
yes.
It's wonderful. I mean, I it's all God's work, really.
Yes. You know? It truly is a love story like no other. And I know, besides the emotional side, even through the work. But I wanted to know, because I heard a story about, and I'm going to use mythology now, Adam and Eve and an apple. So tell us about the apple.
Oh boy, that is so funny. Well,
you met him.
I met him
young, and then you met him again.
We were doing King Kong, and we were in the train going to Durban, and I was eyeing him, too.
So it was mutual,
because I was singing with boys and they used to hate him, yes. And I wondered why they hate him, yes. He was eating an apple in the train, and I was standing there, on the window, just looking at the people as the train moves. And he said to me, "Do you like apples?" He was eating a very nice green apple. I said, "Yeah." I said, "Should I pass it?" I said, "Yeah." He passed the apple, and I caught it, and I bite on it.
He kind of threw it at you.
Yeah,
yes.
And I threw it back, and he caught it, and I think that was the start of something big.
And he bit the apple.
Yes.
Exactly where you bit it. Yeah. I think that was the start of something big. Kaya 959. So true because of you. Letta, I see that song even making you emotional. I had to play that version, as you can see. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank Caiaphas for reminding us to believe in love, actually.
Wow. All the songs you played, I don't know where you get them.
I dig and I could have played another 4 hours, as I said.
I truly thank you. You know, you are a star.
Thank you, Mama Letta.
You made me feel comfortable.
Thank you.
You and the way you play the music. Wow, it brings so many memories.
You're going to make me start getting emotional.
I thank you. I really thank you for this night.
Thank you so
And
much.
I thank you all for coming. Thank you so much.
I can't let you go without speaking about your latest album, Nomali. And I wanted to play more and more songs, but, you know, we're running out of time, so I'll play them next week and in the weeks, months, and years to come. I have been playing the album, and I heard you heard it on air, which is great. Right. So, Nomali, what does this album, Nomali, mean to you? What does it represent?
Nomali, what I wanted to convey was that, you know, my name, actual name, is Nomali. You know, that was the name that was given to me by my mother. I just wanted to remember, you know, and remember the woman that brought me to the world. Yes. And because that name brought a lot of goodness to me, materially, and it was like something that she knew rather, it will happen. Mm-hmm. She was a singer herself. She never made it because she was epileptic. But I think her giving me the right to sing actually compliments her even more.
Yes.
And I appreciate that.
Beautiful.
So Nomali is my name.
I'm going to ask you about one song on Nomali, but before I do that, why did you keep your surname? And not become Semenya?
You know what? I started singing before I knew Caiaphas. You know, and Letta Mbulu was known everywhere. And I didn't see why I should drop it and get into Semenya, because there was already a Semenya. Yeah. So I wanted to keep the name for
which
that
was
reason.
Quite forward-thinking for those times, I think, as well. Mm-hmm. You know, because what's it you going on? I had different, when I looked, I get different time for how long you've been married. Mm-hmm. How many years have you and Caiaphas been married? And your relationship is obviously older than you're going on 60 years.
I think we've been married for 54 years. Mm. Yes.
Yes. Earlier on, I played Sinamanga. For me, that song, you know, we spoke about Carry On. We spoke about those songs that are songs of liberation, if I can put it that way. I don't know what that song's about, but it gives me that energy. Mm-hmm. Tell us about Sinamanga.
Wow. Sinamanga is a song that just came to mind one day. I was already back here at home. And I looked around and I saw so many things happening to the people of this country. And we were ignoring what was going wrong with the country. And I decided that maybe it's time I remind the people where they come from, and that we bled for this country. And it's time for change. I just wanted us to think about change. And I also was trying to wake up the kings of this country who are quiet about the corruption that is going on. And I also wanted to wake up the clergies who are also quiet about what is going on. So it's one of those that comes from the heart. And we are going through it right now in this country. And the change has to come.
Thank you. Thank you for spreading love through your music. Thank you for also using your music as a medium for spreading a word, a consciousness, a word of being human, humanness once again.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a great humanist, Mam Letta.
Thank you.
I'm going to really take a chance now because there's a group here of the most beautiful people sitting with us on the Kaya stage, and don't worry if you didn't get a chance to come today, maybe you'll get a chance to come when we have another legend. But I've just got a little bit of time, and I'm going to ask I'm only going to give 2 people a chance. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to ask Mam Letta Mbulu a question or possibly say something to her? And I'm going to look around, and then we're going to play the last song for this feature. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to? Yes, please come through. Tell us your name and, of course, address it to Mam Letta.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Raven Duchess from Zimbabwe.
Hi.
I'm a guest in your country. I'm on tour.
Hi.
So it's such an honor to meet an icon like you. I'd like to actually appreciate her words because in my country, we're facing the same issue. A lot of people are not proudly African. And I think with the words that you just mentioned here, it will empower the next generation to keeping on and never lose their identity. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raven, and I love the fact that we have somebody also from somewhere else in Africa and who's testament to the way this has impacted on us. One more question. Buhle Bandalo, please come to the stage. A big hand for Buhle as well, please.
Sanibone Khaya. I just wanna ngicela ukubonga izwi lakho, and when I say izwi lakho, I'm not specifically talking about your voice, your natural
Yes,
voice,
yes.
but izwi lakho olitshalile ebantwini, izwi lakho olitshalile kuthina. And I remember I was raised by Not Yet Uhuru. I remember my youngest days at school. I think I was also late at school. I always call it itoitoi. Thank you for your toitoi. You know, thank you for planting that seed of consciousness into our hearts as young people. Thank you for, I was telling Usisi at the back, Uguti, I feel like Not Yet Uhuru and Sinamanga are cousins because you are calling us out, you know, and I think it's important for us artists to not just sing about the surface things, but also tackle the things that affect us as creatives, as women, as children, as queer people in our country. And like the music did before, I think it will do it now. It will heal us kancane kancane. So I want to thank you for your light, and I want to tell you I love you so much.
I love you too,
Thank
baby. Yeah, I love you too. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay. I said 2, but I'm going to make it 3. Please come forward. And this will be the last question before we play the last song for this amazing feature. Thank you. Please, can you just watch the camera there? There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Hi, Mama.
Hi.
My name is Jerome Fasahi. I'm from Alexander Township.
Okay.
So you are my home girl. I think you're also from Alex. I think it would be very important for us to ask this question. Because if you look at your generation, you've been, positive in whatever it is that you did. Be it from a political, social, economic perspective, you guys have been on the right path. Now, if you look at how you guys grew up, obviously you guys grew up under the poverty and vulnerable situations.
Yes.
Now, with us, we've got, our government, which is in our hands, but yet, if you look at everything that is happening, it's not necessarily in our hands because of the leaders, the type of leaders that we have today.
Right.
Now, my question is, what do you think is the cause of the type of situation that we find ourselves in today? Number one. Number two, what is the difference between our generation and your generation? And what is it that we need to fix, to do right, in order for us to get things right in this country, from your perspective? Thank you.
That's a plate. Lord. Wow.
Become the Minister of Arts and Culture.
When we fought for freedom, and we got it, we forgot the things that go with that freedom. Responsibility, loving the people that you're governing, and the people of this country also. We kept quiet about a lot of things that were going wrong. Now, we have to start at the beginning and take responsibility of what is going on in this country. We must bring a definite change. It's not difficult. It's just telling the truth. Some of us are shy about it, but being shy is not going to help us. We have to pronounce it loud and clear. Ukuthi amasiko, where we come from, wasn't like this. Otatomkhulu bethu basifundise to do the right thing. And now, with all the education that we're getting, we seem to have lost our way. Let's go back. Let's go back, obabomkhulu bethu. They lost. They shed the blood. And we are playing games. So now, it's time. It's time. It's time to stand up for what is right. And you all know, we all know what is right. So let's go for it. And I will lead you.
Thank you so much, Mama Letta.
Thank you.
I know that everything you've said is absolutely, you've said it perfectly. Besides the fight, besides the struggle, thank you, and I'm going to repeat it, for the love, and thank you for the music. I know the music has also served as a solace for you. There's some stories we haven't had time to touch on, but how it's almost out of pain. It always led you back to your music. And you've brought so many of us hope, inspiration, and you continue to do so.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Please don't leave the stage because we have a little something for you. But on that note, I've got to end. We did speak about the song. I'm going to say, thanks for the music. Of course, Letta Mbulu on the World Show, and there is music in the air on Kaya 959.